Laura Anthony, founding partner of Anthony LG, a corporate securities and business transactions law firm. Today is the first in a LawCast series talking about OTC Markets regulatory recommendations to improve disclosure and combat microcap fraud. On March 8, 2018, Cromwell Coulson, CEO of OTC Markets Group, made a presentation to the SEC's Investor Advisory Committee, or IAC, as part of a panel on discussion of regulatory approaches to combat retail investor fraud. During the meeting, Mr. Coulson discussed the most serious market risks and presented a list of 14 OTC Markets regulatory recommendations to improve disclosure and combat these market risks. A review of OTC Markets' website on November 6, 2018 shows 10,495 traded securities and approximately $1.1 billion in volume in trades. In his remarks to the IAC, Mr. Coulson points out that 98% of the traded dollar value of companies on OTC markets make current information available. Echoing the SEC's Main Street investor focus, he states that we have many stocks on our markets that are completely appropriate to be part of a diversified, long-term investment portfolio of a Main Street investor. We also have speculative securities that are only appropriate for risk-tolerant traders. However, certainly the trading in all equity securities, and especially small-cap securities, has risk. Mr. Coulson identifies what he believes are the three biggest risks to retail investors. In particular, manipulative online promotion, including fraudulent and misleading information; share dilution, including through equity line financings, toxic convertible instruments, and illegal share distributions; and bad actors, with a suggestion to allow for a speedy trading freeze to prevent ongoing frauds. I note that in its recent comment letters to FINRA related to the 15C-11 process, OTC Markets suggested that it be given the power to institute short-term trading halts in response to improper activity and/or a lack of proper disclosure. As part of OTC Markets' recently adopted stock promotion policy and best practices guideline to improve investor transparency, OTC Markets conducted an investigative initiative to track promotional activities. Coulson indicates that data reveals that 70% of dollar volume of securities impacted by promotional activities are listed and trade on national exchanges. Moreover, promoted securities usually have a significant share dilution and are rarely suspended by the SEC. Although OTC market stock promotion policies are helpful, Mr. Coulson suggests that regulatory modernization is also needed to require increased disclosure of online paid stock promotion and the people behind such promotions. Coulson also addressed the issue of short selling. Internet-based forums, especially anonymous forums that are used for stock manipulation, misinformation, and fraudulent promotions, proclaim that short selling in small-cap securities is rampant in the cause of downward pricing pressure. The reality is that short selling in small-cap or micro-cap securities is generally minimal due to the high cost of borrow interest and coverage requirements. Most short selling in small and micro-cap companies is completed by market makers with a requirement to close out within 2 days. Coulson actually suggests that in addition to greater transparency and reporting of short selling activity, regulatory changes should be made to encourage healthy short selling and price stabilization by market makers. In the next LawCast in this series, I will continue to highlight Mr. Coulson's presentation to the IAC and then go over the 14 regulatory recommendations for change. I'm securities attorney Laura Anthony, founding partner of Anthony LG and producer of LawCast. Should you have any questions about today's topic, please visit securitieslawblog.com and lawcast.com or contact me directly. Inquiries of a technical nature are always encouraged.